Good afternoon, Madam Sati. My name is Chong Shin Yi from Section IT2 with my group mates Lam Yin Yao, Ong Yi Xing, Po Ziping, and Cheong Yi Hui. Today, me and my friends are going to present and discuss about youth unemployment in Malaysia's economy. The content we are going to discuss today is introduction, discussion, conclusion, Q&A, and reference. For the introduction, the youth unemployment are identified as young teenagers with the age range between 15 to 24 years old, who are urged to find a job but could not find one. In order to qualify as unemployed, the individual must be willing to work, who are able to work, and without any unemployment. They had already been through several interviews but could not get replies from the particular company that they are interested to work with. So now we are proceed to the discussion for course.
My name is Pujbin. I'm here to explain the causes of youth unemployment. First, the causes of youth unemployment is attitude of youth teenagers. They grow up in a nice and comfortable environment. This makes them unable to endure hardships and always only pay special attention to wages, and then choose the easier job. Next is a recession of economy. Also will cause youth unemployment. The employer forced to reduce the production rate, manpower, and company expenses to reduce overhead for making sure the company can get through this bottleneck period. And the youth will be the first priority to sacrifice. This is because the youth lack of experience in the career, and generally recruiting is just a position to support the role, and the ability is usually not particularly strong. Other than that, it's a faster labor growth rate. Rate of labor growth is faster than the growth of job opportunities. New blood who just finished their education increasing year to year, and problems facing by Malaysia today is a shortage of job opportunities, while existing job opportunities does not corresponding to the number of such school leavers and unions. Besides, change of season also can cause youth unemployment, although there are no changes in the 4 seasons in Malaysia, but still there are some certain months. For example, like the east coast of the peninsula from November to March. During the season, the sea is generally turbulent and rainfall is high. During that season, fishermen could not go to sea to fish and have no permanent job. Therefore, they're forced to lose their job. Lastly, rise of technology is also the one which causes the youth unemployment. Many fields of industry sectors have slowly progressed to use modern technology to produce their product nowadays. Because of using the more modern and efficient tools can increase productivity at a low average cost compared to labor use. Using modern technology tools can mass produce their products with all output the same cutting size and pattern. At the same time, reduce labor costs. As a result, the labor force will lose its job and will be unemployed. Thank you.
My name is Lam Yin Yu, and now I'm going to talk about the effect of the youth unemployment. First of all, it will have negative impact towards the tourism industry. This is being said so because youth who lost their job will have trouble paying off their debts and their living costs. So in order to tackle that problem, they will have to gain profit, but not the legal way, but the illegal way. They have to commit crime. By committing crime, such as robbery, it will cause the tourism industry to have negative impact because less tourists will dare to come to Malaysia. Other than that, it will also deny chance of future skilled workers. The youth who have faced unemployment early will start to doubt the value of education. Thus, this will cause and effect your offspring. They will not prioritize education towards their offspring. Plus, the future generation will have lesser highly educated individual, which causes less skilled and talented worker to be in the market in the future. Last but not least, it will compromise the development of Malaysia. The government tends to help the youth who faces unemployment by such as policy that gives out cash to fresh graduate that couldn't find a job. So they will have less money, less cash to be used in other development, which finally will compromise the development of Malaysia. That's all for the effects of youth unemployment.
My name is Ong Isen. Youth and unemployment can be divided into two main categories, which are initiative unemployment and passive unemployment. For initiative unemployment, could be a self-selection, means that the youth can get higher pay through spending their time to improve themselves. Because in the market, the income is a feedback of personal ability. Besides that, passive unemployment could not be assessed. Most of the times is due to the overestimation on self. Because if the youth change the expectation, then should be easily to get a job. The reason for unwilling to change could be they think the job is not qualified to their education level or ability. When the market requirement change, learning but choose not to apply could be a weakness reflection on the decision making. Refuse to change could be a reflection on the lack of learning ability, because the passive unemployment in most of the time most like an excuse. So for the suggestions of improvement, personal mindset and moral are more important than the personal skills. I pass to Yi Hui for the conclusion.
My name is Chuan Yifei. Now come to the conclusion. From the result, we can realize that there are many reasons that can cause teenager unemployment, such as attitude, economic condition, competition, and other else. Nowadays, we can overstate more and more teenager unemployment is because the pretext of teenager. They always complain for their low salary, hard work, not suitable for this type of work. Lot of them can find out where the problem and reflect on their own problems. At last, there are many ways to solve the problem of teenager unemployment, the best of which is to enhance their own value by some action like study. People always say that how much effort you put in, how much you will get back. This principle is also applicable to work. Thank you.
Now is our Q&A times. For my first question, how to identify youth unemployment? Xingyi, please.
Youth that unemployed are identified as young teenagers with the age range between 15 to 24 years old, who is willing to work, able to work, and without any employment.
Okay, thank you, Xingyi. And now for Zibin, in your opinion, what is the main causes of youth unemployment?
In my opinion, of youth unemployment is attitude of teenagers. So they only pay special attention to wages and also choose the easier job.
Okay, thank you, Zibin. Okay, now question for Yu. What is the definition of skilled worker and why is it so important for Malaysian economy?
Skilled worker is those workers who have specialized skill through education or training. They are very important for Malaysia economy because we all know that the AI is now taking over the industry. So if we don't have such special skill, we won't be able to survive in the future. or have a growth in the market. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, for question number 4. Why employer choose to hire the experiencer than youth job seeker most of the time? Among the reasons unreliable could be the significance. So for the suggestion is improve the moral education in current Malaysian education system. We cannot expect that employer to change their condition in short period, but at least the youth have improved. Thank you. So for question 5 to Yi Hui, what can you do if you want to increase your own value?
My personal recommendation is reading because reading is the best way to obtain knowledge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Now our presentation is end here.